Hey folks, this is Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking. We're talking about all kinds of fun and cool things that have to do with mountain bikes. I'm here with my buddy Geoff from SRAM, and he's going to show us when you should know if your drivetrain needs to be replaced. We're going to take a look at the chain, the ring, and the cassette, and we'll see if it's worn and if we should replace it and what signs are of wear really look like. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, folks, so the first thing we're going to take a look at is the chain. We're going to see if it's stretched, I guess, and if it's out of shape. So Geoff's going to show us how to do that right now.
So I've got this handy tool from Park Tool. Any shop will have one of these, or you can simply pick up one for your own home maintenance needs. It's an invaluable tool for just recognizing when and if you should change any component of your drivetrain. So what I'm going to simply do is drop this in the chain links here. And there's a little lever up top. I'm going to push this, and if you notice, it might be hard to see, it's all the way at 1.0. That means this chain is actually stretched well beyond its life expectancy. I could even push it back and forth. So typically, when the chain is worn, especially on a 1x drivetrain, you're going to replace not only the chain, but your chain ring as well. You could get maybe 2 chains per cassette. Cool. So just to compare to the worn-out chain, I'm going to take the same gauge and put it on my own bike. This chain has maybe 8 to 10 rides on it. And if you notice right away, it won't even fit in.
Wow.
I actually have to kind of pop it in there, and then I can't actuate that. So this chain is unstretched and in very good shape.
Okay, well, that means at least I'm doing something on my bike.
Yeah, you're riding it.
Good deal. All right, let's go back and take a look at this thing. All right, so we took a look at the chain. And it's pretty clear that my chain is basically shot, right? I mean, the stretching is
it's beyond, yeah.
Okay, way beyond. All right, which means I'm doing something, I'm riding, which is good. But we're going to show you some stuff about the chain ring and the cassette, but more importantly, the chain ring. What I just learned, which I'm going to teach you all, Geoff's going to teach all of us, is that you can actually look at the teeth. And I didn't know this, he just showed me, that you can actually see what gears you spend more time in based on the wear pattern of the teeth. So we're going to take a look at that right now. This is pretty cool, so let's take a look at this.
Interesting with the wear pattern is it's going to help you understand if you need different gearing. So if you were to need a smaller chain ring or to adjust for your particular type of riding.
And we're going to show you some pictures right now, but the fact is, Geoff took a look at the teeth on my chain ring, and based on what he saw in the wear pattern, which is what you're taking a look at right now, you're seeing a wear pattern of a chain that's basically working more towards the higher gears in the cassette.
Lower gears.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, the lower gears up on top, correct. Which means that's because the chain is bending, right?
Correct.
And it's rubbing on those teeth.
Outer part of the chain ring, correct. So the chain is at an extreme angle here, coming from the back, and it's just pushing on those outer teeth versus the inside. If you were consequently spending more time in your harder gears, the high gears, the wear would be on the opposite side of the chain ring, on the inboard side. Which,
sadly enough, anyone that rides with me knows that I'm pretty slow, and I'm up here. That's why we're going to install the GX Eagle, so I get another one. So, so based on what we saw so far, you've seen the chain. Based on the wear pattern of the ring, is that at a replaceable state right now, do you think, or we just learned that where I spend most of my time?
I think if you'd probably be okay with just the chain at this point. I mean, the teeth don't look incredibly worn out. They're not shaped weird at this point.
It's mainly the chain. And how about the cassette? What do we look for at the cassette?
Cassette, that's something you really can't tell unless you put a new chain on and you go ride and it starts skipping on you.
Okay.
So if it won't hold a gear, you're pedaling and it starts dropping or trying to move on you, then you know the cassette. There's no tool to measure that.
Okay.
It's just one of those things you got to trial and error.
All right, now let me ask you this question, because this comes up a lot. Everyone always says you can't replace one item without replacing the whole thing.
Generally, if you're on top of it sooner than later, you could do maybe one chain before you do a chain ring.
Okay.
Second chain, you're going to do the chain ring, and then the next chain, you're probably going to do a cassette.
Okay.
If you want to make sure things are wearing in sync and not have any problems down the line, you could always do chain and chain ring at the same time.
Okay.
And then maybe do 2 swaps before your cassette or 3 swaps before you do your cassette.
So I think it's really based on how much you ride and you know what pattern, replacement pattern you want to
the
go
materials being used here. Your chain ring is aluminum. That's softer than this steel chain and softer than your steel cassette.
That's true too. All right, so basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be replacing this chain. Well, we're going to be replacing this whole thing. That's another video. But when I reuse this system on another bike, I'm going to get into the chain. I should be okay with the cassette and okay with the ring for a little while longer. Correct. Next thing will be the ring and a chain, and then at that point maybe the whole enchilada.
Correct.
All right, cool. So folks, I hope this was informative. This is pretty cool. I didn't even know about the wear pattern on the ring. That's pretty cool to know that. And if you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up. All right, subscribe. I'll have more videos with Geoff from SRAM coming up real soon. So stay tuned. Keep the party on the pedals, and I'll catch you later on.